Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, talking a little bit about Samoa Joe and his upcoming debut with NXT. The word on the street is that NXT is going to be bringing in Samoa Joe finally, and he's going to be debuting at the Unstoppable show. Honestly, I think this is a good thing for both parties because I know that NXT is in real big need of guys coming in. NXT's had a real good break of bringing guys in and keeping guys hot and keeping guys fresh. They haven't really had an injury problem with NXT. But I know that Mojo Rawley is a guy that I don't think a lot of people are really hot on. He's a guy that I like. I don't know if I just like him because I like his story. I like how he's connected with Gronkowski of the New England Patriots, and I don't know. I think that this guy could go far. I look at this guy. He looks a little weird, but when I look at him, I think that honestly he reminds me of like an old-time wrestler. And I think if he's done right, I think it really could work. But, besides for this, NXT's pretty much been injury-free, keeping their guys, fresh and on top. I don't know if it's the Performance Center, is they're able to get in there and they have the best, trainers to keep them healthy and keep them fresh, or if it's just, they just had good breaks. But, coming into this NXT show, you've got a lot of injuries. Of course, Hideo Itami's going to be missing the next couple of months with a shoulder injury. And then there's also Sami Zayn is pretty beat up and banged up as well. Of course, he got injured, or I guess he got re-injured during the match with John Cena when he came out doing his little taunt before getting in the ring, trying to get everybody all hyped up, throwing his arms up in the air. Pretty shitty way to get injured, but it is what it is. And Tommy's going to be on the shelf for a couple of months, and we don't really know about Sami. The word on the street is that Sami might work the match, but I think definitely Samoa Joe could be coming in and filling a need in both of those. Of course, with Itami supposed to be featured in the three-way with Tyler Breeze, and then with Finn Balor. Then you got Samoa Joe could fill into that spot, which is the number one contenders match, or maybe just before the Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens match. Maybe you could have Kevin Owens just beat up Sami Zayn, saying that he is no competition because he's already hurt going into it. You don't have the match, but you have Samoa Joe come out of the back to make the save. And then it ends up being Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe making his debut at NXT is a big boom because it's not Monday Night Raw, it's not SmackDown. But honestly, if you really want to say that there was a war between TNA and WWE, I know that Consequences Creed, aka Xavier Woods, I know that the Pounce. His name's escaping me. Marcus Carvon, he made the jump. A few guys have done it, but nobody with, the reputation of Samoa Joe, of being a TNA world champion, a guy that, deserved to be a main eventer. He was a big deal almost the whole time he was there, even the time he got -5 points in the first Bound for Glory series. But he is, one of the first guys to make the jump over, and I think it is a big deal. Joe going there doesn't seem like he's going to be the fast track to the main eventer in WWE, or even maybe joining the main roster, but at least, making the jump and joining NXT, get your foot inside of the door, and then maybe Vince might see you in the right light, doing the right thing, and then all of a sudden, he comes up with a great idea to use you, even though you are, labeled a TNA guy. He'll push you up at the top just to show TNA that, they had a great talent, and they didn't use it right. Definitely, WWE conceived that they took a swing and they missed by lowballing AJ Styles, who's now quickly became noticed as one of the best wrestlers in the world. Surprise, surprise! Who didn't think that after watching him in TNA? But WWE, they had a chance to sign this guy, and they decided that they just sent him a low offer. Then they told him on top of that, if we sign you, you're going to be in developmental, and you'll probably be down there for 2 years before you even get a chance to be on the main roster. So we'll have to see what goes from there. But the rumors on the street is that Samoa Joe will finally be debuting for NXT. You can take a look around and see, NXT, the way they normally do their tapings is they'll do one live show, which is their live special on the network. And then they'll tape the next, matter of weeks in the upcoming days. I think that if Samoa Joe does come in, he has to debut on the live show because you want to make something like that live and you want to make it special. If it is taped, you saw the Rhino when he came out. You saw Brian Kendrick when they made their surprise NXT, I guess you can say debuts. they weren't as special as they could have been because they weren't live. People knew they were coming. And I know that everybody doesn't go out of their way to read spoilers, but, you know, it's just a little bit more special when you don't know who's coming out of the back.